When I was a kid living in Brooklyn, I loved Saturdays. You remember Saturday morning cartoons? Man, I don't know if they still do that, but a big bowl of cereal, blanket and pillow on the floor, and Saturday morning cartoons was my zen. I love that. I guess because maybe the school week was out, or maybe because they played cartoons all day and they didn't usually do that. I don't know what it was, but I love me some Saturday morning cartoons. So you're probably wondering, why are we talking about Saturday morning cartoons? I don't know. But I can tell you that now that I'm growing up, I still look forward to Saturdays, but for a totally different reason. Saturdays is when my Investors Business Daily comes. It's once a week. It's about investing. And I love that newspaper. It's so insightful, gives me lots of ideas and lots of research. And it's my favorite read of the week. So I also get the Wall Street Journal, but that's 6 days a week. It's not quite as special. Anyways, there was this article in there where they talked about making positivity a habit. Being positive can be made into a habit. I'm not going to quote the whole article. You can get a subscription to it if you want to check it out. But fuel success, right? Change your input. Target negative behaviors. Perform a regular litmus test. Think young. Consider new possibilities. Embrace discomfort and evolve. Now that I'm looking at that article, now I see why I liked it and why I wanted to talk about it, because that's what we talk about on this show all the time, is that evolution, that eternal quest to get better. And I like that they just put it in there as make positivity a habit. Make growth a habit. Why can't we make growth a habit? And one of the ways to do that, I actually talked about this on the last show, and it's something that's been on my mind for a bit, and I wanted to just rap with you about it and get some ideas out there, because it's not going to be everything that I have on this, but the idea of the programming that you receive and how most people just accept the programming that has been given to them, served up by television, by the news, by radio, by the movies, by commercials, by what your wife wants or your spouse wants. All that programming that you have received and not necessarily wanted doesn't always serve you. And like I said, we talked about that a little bit in the last show, but you have to understand, especially with your parents, that they did the best they could. And that's all we can do as parents, is the best that we can. But us, we're lucky. We're here together right now. We're more evolved. We have more at our fingertips. We have the internet. We have the libraries. We have cool people that we can connect with. So we have more resources than our parents did. And therefore, we should be able to do just a little bit better. Just a little bit better than they did with the programming that we're doing with our children. But first and foremost, you need to know that your programming is screwed. When you realize that, then you can do something about it. And so, yeah, your parents, let me tell you a story about my dad, so you get an idea of where he came from. Dad has always been so proud of being from, or being in New York, right? Because when he was a kid, he was actually in Puerto Rico, and I don't know if they lived on a farm or what, but he used to tell me horror stories about having to go to the bathroom at night, and he didn't want to go. It was only if it was an emergency, because if he could hold it, he would hold it. But they did not have indoor plumbing. They didn't have a toilet in their house. They had to go out to a latrine. Is that what you call it? An outhouse? You know, a little wood building around a hole in the ground where you take a dump. And he told me how disgusting it was and how the bugs were so scary, and that he would really just rather not have to go out there. But imagine the move from there to New York, to the city, seeing those skyscrapers and all the cement and glass and all the beautiful different cultures and everything. I mean, what a huge change. And one of the things I never really got, and it took a long time. In fact, I only just realized this in the last couple years. But my dad, he is insane with vocabulary. When I was a kid, he'd make me read the encyclopedia. He'd make me do vocabulary words. He'd teach me all these words that I was like, these are dumb words. Who's ever going to use these? And I still remember them to this day, right now. I can remember some of them, like obtuse. And what's another one he got stuck on? I don't know. He succumb. He loved that word too. It's just like, I don't use these words, and maybe I should. Maybe I'd sound smarter. I've got a different perspective on it, but I wondered why he was obsessed with it. And then I saw with my little sister, and I do have a little sister. After mom died, dad got married again and started a new family. I've got like a 12-year-old sister. I'm 30 years older than her. But he did it with her too. He did this vocabulary thing, and he'd be teaching her all these weird words, and it went further. He even had her doing the Gettysburg Address. And I wondered why is he obsessed with vocabulary? And I thought about it, and I thought about it some more. And when he came to New York, he didn't know any English. He did not know English. So this guy, look, he comes from a place with no indoor plumbing. He doesn't know any English, and now he's got to make it in the big city. That's tough. And I'm pretty sure I've asked him about this now. If not, I need to. But it was that vocabulary and learning words and teaching himself how to speak English. That was him getting better, leaving behind where he came from and improving his life. And that, think about it. We take it for granted. I take it for granted. I speak English. I don't have to learn English. But he had a fight, and he was like 10 or 11 years old when he came over. He had a fight to learn English, and that is one of the reasons why vocabulary is so important to him. And the reason I'm talking about this is because that is where he came from. He came from Puerto Rico over here, and he had a fight to just speak the language. Yeah, he passed that on to me, but that was a good, I guess it was good to learn, and it was good to expand my vocabulary. And it was definitely good that he made me read. That was definitely good. But that's where he came from. I have all those advantages. We have all those advantages. If you're sons of immigrants, you have those advantages as well. But his level is different than where I want to go. See, he set me up with a base, and that base is useful. But now if I want to reach the next level, I got to climb up another rung. I got to climb up another couple rungs, and there's new bases that he's not even aware of. And that's why I say cut your parents a break. They did the best that they could with what they had. But you got to go find the truth. You got to go find what's true for you. Speaking of my dad, here's one of his famous lines, and it's something that I didn't realize was a problem till way, way later, and it affected me badly. It goes something like this: Dad, hey, let's go to Disney. Yeah, we want to go to Disney. That'll be fun. I don't have money for Disney. I'm broke. Okay. Dad, I'm 16. I want a new car. I got my license. Because back when I was a kid, when you turned 16, you got your license. Unlike the kids today who don't want licenses, and I don't understand why, but that is a story for another day. Dad, I want a car. I don't have money for a car. I'm broke. Ay, chihuahua. I'm broke. That is, he'll still say it to this day. That's what's fascinating. And he's not broke. He's got money. He's got a big, beautiful house, giant backyard. He's like on an acre of land over in Daytona with a gazebo. He's got a gazebo. I mean, this guy, but he'll still use that I'm broke thing. And this is just bad programming. This is, if you grow up with that, then you think that's normal. Like I did. I thought I'm broke. That's like, wear that as a badge of pride. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? I'm broke. I can't stand that. And when he says it, I'm like, ugh, it irks me. I don't say anything. I respect him. That's his language, not mine. And it's bad programming. And for me, it took many years to break free of that. And in fact, I believed it so much that I made myself broke. If I had money, I'd find a way to get rid of it. But what else? What else falls along those lines? I'm broke. Oh, money's evil. You heard that? Money's evil. Money's the root of all evil. What? Money's the root of all good. If you've got money, you're able to help. If you got money, you're able to take care of yourself. If you got money, you can do things. Money is the root of all good. Another one, I don't know if this comes from the Bible or where, but if you're poor, you're happy. The poor people are the happy people. Okay. I'm pretty sure that you can have money and be pretty happy. I'm fairly certain that having money makes happiness a little bit easier. And the reason I know is because I've had no money and I've had money, and I like having money much, much better. Suits me better, makes me feel good, makes me look good. But why am I talking about this? Because this is examples of bad programming, things that have been ground into your head and you don't even know where they come from. And it's not like your parents or your family or friends are doing this on purpose, but they're dragging you down with this. And that's why I say you got to realize the truth. Your programming is faulty. And the only way to fix it is to actually do something about it. Well, first things first is obviously you got to recognize, like I said, recognize it. Realize the truth. Your program is faulty. And when you're aware of that, you can actually do something about it, which makes you super powerful. You realize how powerful you are? You can do something about that. You can choose to do something. That choice to do something is freedom. You want freedom? There it is. The choice to do something about it. But here's some things like, if you want to work on your programming, you got to realize that the program you're running is faulty, and you got to introduce some new things into your life. If you're not already doing this, if you're not being grateful every day, then you're not going to be happy. If you're not like giving people credit, like your parents did the best they could, give them credit. You don't have to take their advice, but give them credit. If you're not taking responsibility and saying, I have the choice to change this, and if you're not taking action on making that change, then you're never going to break free of this faulty programming. But once you know that the program is faulty, you can start doing some things like being grateful, taking responsibility, and taking action to make a change. So to take this idea of programming to another level, right now you are on track. You are making a good decision. If you're listening to this show, you're working on reprogramming yourself. And I don't want you to fall short of everything that your future holds for you. You got to reprogram. And the first thing I recommend doing is going to wherever you listen to podcasts. Google, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Pandora, wherever you're listening to me right now, and clicking the subscribe button. That's right. Subscribe to this show, take action, and make a commitment to reprogramming yourself, reprogramming the way you think, and getting better results, getting a new base, taking it up a level. I mean, I could just drop the mic right now, because I already gave you the secret to freedom. It's taking action, being responsible, knowing that you want to change and doing something about it. And so when we're talking about programming, there is a lot you can do. You can subscribe to this show. You can subscribe to other shows like this one to help your programming. You can buy books. You can get in masterminds. But the one thing that would be super fast for you right now, and I'm going to do a giveaway, I guess. I didn't realize I was going to do that, but I talked in the last episode about the morning formula that I learned from Chris and Taylor, the smartest guys in marketing. Yes, you can find them on our website, of course. Two super swell dudes. I've worked with them for years. Love them. Love their program client kit. And I can't tell you how that was one of the best investments I ever made in my business. And I'm so grateful to them. So thank you guys if you're listening. But this morning formula thing is one of the best ways I've ever seen to reprogram yourself. And I talked about in that last episode, I had this very vivid picture of my dream and being in that penthouse and just waking up in the morning and going out to the balcony. This is all from my morning formula. It's part of my visualization in the morning. First thing I do is visualize what I want my perfect life. I think they call it the vision map. What I want my perfect life to look like. And the cool part is this is ever changing. I'm getting ready to update it again. But this is one of the most powerful ways that I've found to motivate me and to get me in a better mood and to get me just more excited about the day is starting with that vision map and with the morning formula before I do anything else, before I work out, is just going in and doing some programming. The same way that you go to the gym, and I hope you're going to the gym because if not, shame on you, but same way you go to the gym and you're programming your body to get stronger, you got to program your mind to get stronger. Because if you're not doing that, you're not going to be happy. You're going to be scared. You're going to be thinking too small. You're not going to be changing because you're stuck. And I don't want that for you. So check it out. Here's what I want to do. You want to be more fulfilled. You want to be happier. You want to be a better dad, husband, son. You want to be more present. I'm going to give you a template of my vision map, the AM formula. In fact, I think what I'll do is I'll create a video going over how I use it, and that'll help you out quite a bit. But I'm going to put that right on the website. So this episode, what is it? Episode number 29, Reprogramming Yourself. So look for this over at daddysworking.com. And when you find it, there'll be a template for the AM formula, the pieces that you need to program yourself in the morning, to give yourself a head start, to give yourself a clear head, help you be a better dad, husband, son. It's something that I love and I want to share with you guys. So let's do a quick recap on programming. Your parents did the best they could. They didn't have all the opportunities you had, most likely. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind and accept the truth. The truth is that they did the best they could, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's the best for you. So you have to realize the truth. Your programming is faulty and you got to do something about it. You got to make a change. You can reprogram yourself. You can be happier. You can be more fulfilled. But you have to be proactive. You have to be intentional about updating your programming. And I told you, go to daddysworking.com, look for episode number 29, Reprogramming Yourself. And in there, I'll give you a tool I use for my morning formula, the vision map, give you an outline of how it works so that you can start reprogramming yourself today. Whew. Giving it away. And this is just opening up the door because in the future, I want to talk more about money and finance, a couple of my obsessions, investing. And so in order to do all that, you have to make sure you have the right programming. But anyways, next time, what's coming up next time? We will be talking about, how about that? 3 ways to profit from podcasting. That's right. I got 3 ways our most successful clients are profiting from podcasting. I'm going to give that all to you in the next episode. Thank you for tuning in. And remember, go to wherever you listen to podcasts and hit the subscribe button so you do not miss another episode of Daddy's Working. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll be back in your earbuds next time.
This is the podcastfactory.com.